Hello. This morning we're driving through the Overberg. We're going to go and explore a lovely old farmhouse that we discovered South African pine flooring underneath the 40-year-old carpets. And the client in this old farmhouse wants to rejuvenate and is not interested in just sanding these pine floors or covering them up. They want to use the existing product and they want to elevate it with a little bit more of a contemporary look and feel. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to go and pull some of my friends at Ciranova in. We're going to go through to the farm and we're going to meet a representative of Ciranova and the floor doctor sanding and sealing crew who are going to take us through this process, and let's see what happens.
Beautiful end floors, you always have to go through a little bit of chaos, and we went through a couple of days of chaos, as you can see in the background. 30-year-old carpets. Nice job removing those suckers. Anyway, let's get into some of the detail. Ciranova come from?
Ciranova is a Belgium-based company. They've been around since 1929, making oils and finishing products for wood.
So they got the street cred. They know how to do it.
They know how to do it. They've been involved with this for many years. With technology and so forth, they've developed their ranges and they've branched out quite a lot. So it's not just a wax or oil that you can put on the floor now. They've got reactive stains where you do color. Stains,
that's really on trend at the moment. I'm
very
seeing a lot
much,
of that.
Very much so. Fantastic products. Something you apply onto wood. There's a reaction with the acidity or the tannins in the wood, and it generates a color. So that's one side of the color ranges from Ciranova.
Yeah.
The product we're using here today is called Aquapad. It's a pigmented color, so you get a nice even spread of the color,
which is very important.
Very important.
I've seen products go down before, and they sometimes can look quite blotchy,
patchy. Exactly. Which is the nice thing about the Aquapad is you get a complete uniform color over your wood. Even if you have a dark spot or a light spot, you're going to have the same color.
Having a South African pine floor, it's not really seen as like an affluent or upmarket type of floor, but with the right treatment, you can pull it into contemporary, functional, beautiful, really nice, without having that yellow-orange kind of traditional pine look.
Exactly, and you'll find most people want a whitewash floor. They paint it white, and you lose the character of the wood completely.
Yeah, that grain and
grain and the different colors.
Yep.
So the Aquapad spreads over, gives you a lovely whitewash, and then you just seal it with the water-based varnish.
That is easy, and so environment friendly, easy to actually work with the product, being water-based.
Yes.
And also the smell, like the off-gassing and like
no VOCs whatsoever. You're not going to walk out of a house feeling a little bit dizzy afterwards.
You're going to have to tie a string around your foot kind of thing as you float out.
Exactly, yeah. So very safe products, adheres to all safety standards for Europe and the USA. So
it's pre-proven. It's a proven system that's well reputed internationally, first world countries.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit more. Obviously, it's a little bit newer in South Africa.
It's very new in South Africa. We've been around for maybe about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Nationally, completely national, all over South Africa.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody, every finish, every color you want.
So we pulled you out into the Western Cape Overberg today. We're on a beautiful Cape Dutch
farm.
Farm.
Yeah.
We found these floors that we're going to put your Aquapad white on.
Yes, sir.
And then the coating, because you can put different coatings, protective coatings on top.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit more about the coating that we've chosen for this application.
The coating we chose is a water-based lacquer.
Yeah.
And it is chemically and mechanically very hard wearing.
One component?
One component, you don't have to add any hardener or anything.
Yep.
So it's very easy to apply. You know, you apply the Aquapad and then put your first layer of lacquer on.
And we're rollering it on today.
You're rollering it on today. You can also spray it, you can also brush it.
So that's great for like furniture manufacture,
Perfect. Kitchen industry, built-in cupboard, solid furniture.
Yeah.
You know, those guys normally would finish with a spray.
Yep.
And it's water-based, so sprays easily, products clean off easily. So yeah, it's a very easy application. Normally we do 3 coats with the sanding after the second coat.
Yep.
So that you got a nice smooth finish on your final coat. You've got a bit of drying time in between, about 2-3 hours.
So for today we prep the floor to a 120 grit. So it's a 120, 150 grit.
Roughly there, yeah. Look, it's pine, so 120 should be adequate.
Okay.
We're still going to give it a light sand after the second coat of sealant anyway.
Sealant.
So if there is any form of roughness or anything, that'll
any popping fibers kind of thing.
Fibers,
take those down flat.
Take that down flat, and you've got a very nice,
beautiful
smooth, beautiful, natural finish.
All right, so fantastic product. Really appreciate your support on this project.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm really excited to see how it handles those pine tones, and just gives you that, like you were saying earlier, that beautiful light whitewash, but we still get that beautiful character coming
through. You know that darker grain on the pine is just going to pop slightly through, and the lighter grain will disappear. So you'll have these nice little streaks in the grain, without it being too much in your face.
Yeah,
it's really going to be a soft finish.
So it's not going to look like plastic.
No,
plastic involved.
It's going to be probably the most natural finish you're going to see on a floor.
We're going to go in and follow the guys as they apply the first Aquapad white. Yep. And let's see how this turns out.
Let's see.
All right, good.
I don't know how to start over with someone else. Thinking of you, still making me breathless. We had it good, baby, we had it bad. I let you go, now you're stuck in
at the moment in the background, what we've got happening here is we're applying our first batch of the Aquapad white. So, Ian, the floor doctor, this is your crew. You've got a lot of experience. You're pulled on site. This floor's really dry, so we've got a bit of a unique circumstance here. What's going on here at the moment?
Basically, I think the application on such a dry floor, point in the centre of the buffing pads is it's not spreading out quick enough through the while we're buffing to actually get a consistent colour. It's just sucking right into the wood.
Yeah, so we're not getting a nice even application. So
it's a great colour, but it's just not. There are a few patches which are. It looks like we haven't actually put any colour on it.
Yeah.
So what I think we should do is just get a little white roller, sponge roller, and just roll it on, and the guys are buffing right behind the roller, so you're not giving too much time and you're not putting too much product on the actual floor while we're using it, because we don't want to use extra product. We just want to try and get the
colour down,
get the coverage over the whole floor, and then the buffing will go from
equalise it.
Will equalise it.
Exactly.
And then you had a really interesting tip that obviously because we're using a pigmented product, every time before we go we throw it into the bucket, that we mix it up.
You mix it up, you stir it a little bit. What that does is as the product settles, the pigment actually settles the solids. And before you apply that color, you want that solid spread all through the liquid.
Yeah.
So just shaking it a little bit or giving it a stir will just lift everything up, and then you get a more consistent color.
So if it's a jug, we shake. If it's a tin, we roll just go around.
Yeah.
But even while it's in the container, we've already mixed the hot with it.
Yeah.
It's starting to settle straight away. So even during the course of applying, you sort of
Agitate it.
all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to have a light floor, and then it's going to get whiter and whiter. In this case, being a white floor.
Exactly.
So you've got to continuously mix the product while you're using it.
Yes.
And you say, like, this is your first time using this product, and you're saying it's like displaying characteristics of being quite positive.
Definitely. I've used similar products before, but if you have it go back and touch up the spots for whatever reason, maybe it's very dry and you just absorb more product than normal. And then when you go over it with another coat, straight up it can be like literally within 5 minutes of it, that area will then always be slightly, in this case, whiter than the rest of the floor.
So you get that patchy look again.
Yeah.
So this is allowing you to have a bit more of an
Even we've gone right down the whole floor, come back 5-10 minutes later, we see a little area we're not happy with, and we'll put more product on, buffer, and it looks like nothing's extra's been done to it. It looks perfect.
Well, I'm super excited to see how this all turns out.
Yeah, it look good.
Well, we won't slow you down any further. Thank you.
Like an all-out, drawn-out goodbye. Call out to everyone I know. Buy me a drink and help me let go of the suffering. Oh, help me get back again. 'Cause we had love enough, a bit of time, a bit of love. Now I'm dreaming of peace of mind, getting unstuck. I don't know how to start over.
Well, if you hadn't realized, this vlog is sponsored by Ciranova. So thank you, Ciranova, for stepping up when we need a little bit of help with this lovely old farmhouse with beautiful hidden pine floors that needed to be reloved. Rather than having that yellow-orange tone and look, we've got a beautiful whitewashed, keen, contemporary vibe to this beautiful old Cape Dutch building. So water-based, really beautiful, really easy to use. We started off with the Aquapad. The Aquapad, this comes with a hardener, so if you need to increase your white intensity, you can put layers on top of each other. If you had to not use the hardener, obviously your second and tertiary layers would just wash the previous layers away. Then we finished off with Fortico 1C, 3 coats thereon, with the sand after the second coat. And boy, what a beautiful finish. Lovely matte, really, really is beautiful. But one thing you need to remember is that when you sand these old floors, you never know what contaminant has been spilt on the floor. And as we discovered upstairs, we have 3 or 4 little patches of where through the white we now get a strong yellow or almost sulfur yellow kind of little spot coming through. And this is from historic old stains that, even though we sanded the floor to clean, smooth, fresh pine look, only once we added our coating and the final coating did that yellow start seeping through, obviously having a chemical reaction. So this can be treated in a spot situation where you can mask off a plank, or you can sand the entire area down, do a bit of a stabilizing bleach, and then recoat. But we're not going to do this in this particular case because the client has said, listen, it's an old farmhouse, and actually that's not going to be too much of a problem for us, which is not always the case. Once again, thank you to Ciranova. All of their links are down below, and they've got some fantastic product that is really going into some of our biggest factory finishing plants in South Africa. Yeah, it's definitely a brand to keep your eye on. Subscribe, stay tuned, and we appreciate your support.
Now you stuck in my head like an